Hi, my name is Mugisha. I'm an influencer marketer. I'm a digital communications lead, and I'm the head of sales and marketing at Pulse Uganda.
Gr-
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Great. We have seen in the past, previously in the past 2 weeks, we have seen Ugandans taking to Twitter and different digital online platforms to on civic engagement. They're raising their issues to do with, let's say, the potholes in the country, as we have seen the medical exhibition, the state of the hospitals in Uganda. So, basing on your expertise and experience in this field, I would like to know how would you assess these recent online campaigns on these different issues that are happening in the country?
To me, I consider it to be a success, and I think it was successful. The campaigns that were launched for 2 days straight, we saw there was shake-up. Government reacted. It was the government and capital city authority people responded to both the hashtags. I feel like on a civic level, there was success for the netizens to come together and highlight a few things they're not okay with. And on a government level, it was good to see that there was some positive response, although some of it was mostly PR. I would have encouraged the officials to stay from the PR mantises and focus on more on better service delivery. So personally, I think I was happy with it, and I'm even happier to see more happen.
Okay, great. So, of course, there's been a lot of impact, as like you have said, some government people have come out to even react to this. How do you think this could have been done better? Of course, there's always room for improvement. How do you think people can still leverage on different platforms to make sure that their voices are heard on different issues?
Um, the fact that it was a civic engagement, and the fact that we had people come in numbers to share their grievances on the status of the roads, on the status of the health sector, it was done well. So what I would argue is people to stay away from the abusive sentiments, because that brings it brings damage to the campaign. Because we had people who are coming together to say like, oh, by the way, we are not okay with these roads, we are not okay with these hospitals, we are not okay with the equipment that is in these hospitals. I would rather see that in plain English than people who come out to bully or fight others online. So that is the only negative sentiment I saw. And some people might think that that is okay because the citizens feel outraged by the status of what government is doing to cope with this. But I'd rather for us to engage in a more civic, more respectful way. No abuse, no abuses, but just engagement on facts, engagement on what's going. So the other thing I would pray is for us to do away with misinformation, because also that comes into play.
Yeah,
There are people who shared certain pictures that weren't even Uganda, and someone shares
exactly.
a road in Congo, and you can clearly even get this picture off the internet, and you're like, you know what, it's okay, we are pushing bad road, but let's not push it outside our demographic. We are calling the government of Uganda out
Yeah.
on the road in Kampala, on the road in Entebbe, on the road in Sekabale, but not Congo Road. So that is one of the things. So one of the things we have to be wary of is misinformation when we are doing that. We want to do it with facts. We don't want to do it with naysayers. Uh, we don't want to see content that does not communicate to the cause. So yeah, that is from the citizens' part of view. From the government's part of point, I think it is understandable that to the PR teams there, they thought it's time for us to show that if you guys are calling out a bad road, say around in Guma, let's show you a good road in Nakuru. I feel like that was a bit misleading. It's as if government is missing the point. It's as if it is more like having a conversation and someone is already telling you like, yeah, you can't tell me that because I did ABC. I think officials responsible would have taken more time to reflect better communications on how to respond rather than just doing what we've done better. Because even when the campaign on the healthy sector started, I saw people now sharing the status of the hospital in Goa,
Yeah.
and rather than focusing on how do we better hospitals, say maybe hospitals in Tugum, Kabale, hospitals in Eastern Uganda. Because again, it's not like all citizens have the economical muscle to move every patient of theirs from, say, Kitugum
Yeah.
to the specialized hospital in Goa or the National Referral Hospital in Mulago.
Yeah,
So I
which
think
which actually preempts my next question. I wanted to get your perspective as a communication expert, of course, in online and influencing. If you are, let's say, the PR or the communications manager of one of these entities that is up to question, let's say the Ministry of Health or KCCA, how would have you approached this or this online campaign? How would you have dealt with it with all? Because I know it comes with a lot of attacks, a lot of information. How would have you dealt with this at a professional level? As you.
on a professional level, I think it is a bad sentiment that government would see it as an attack. If it was me, I wouldn't see it as an attack. I would see it as an opportunity to engage with my stakeholding.
Okay.
Because you being in government is being held accountable that you're supposed to provide services to a certain level. It's expected of you to make sure that citizens are receiving medical attention at fair and in the right manner that is supposed to be prescribed. It sits on you that you are supposed to care that the roads within the city, within even outside Kampala, that are able to care for people's business on a daily. So if people are releasing stats that they lose over billions of dollars in a day because of the status of the road, it means you as government, you're losing funds that would have been able to take care of your daily expenditures if the roads were in proper shape. So personally, I see it as an opportunity to engage with my stakeholding. So rather than me publishing better infrastructure outside what people are calling out, I would take that as an opportunity to say let's hear the people. Let's even have a more public dialogue on this, and then let's get education from the people that are calling us out on how they think we can run this better. So I think that would have been a very good call, especially through the government citizenship interaction center.
Yeah.
That would have been a very good call for them to now
Engage.
start dialogues on how do we better engage people, how do we better these roads, how do we better these hospitals, do we come up with a fund, okay, for the hospitals I'm not so sure, but for the roads there's a national roads fund. So then the question would be like, how has this fund helped Ugandans ever since it was started? And I know the fund is not that old. I think it's not more than 5 years old. I think it started 2 years ago. So you assess the fund. That would be a very good time to assess the fund. Outside the fund, you look at how better can we now bring better service delivery to the nationals. Because if for the very first time, this would be the version of people walking down the streets of Kampala rioting. For the very first time, we are having this online. We are not walking around Kampala. There's no tear gas.
No tear gas.
Deployed in the city. So that's a positive on the way citizens are interacting, and we expect to see this. I don't think this is going to be the last. And we pray that every time this happens, government is able to come out and engage the citizens on qualified rather than the PR semantics that we played this time around.
Sure. So, what precedent do you think this has set for conversations online? Do you think this is going to spark more conversations and more inclusion of citizenry in terms of civic engagement, in terms of demanding for accountability? How do you, from your expertise, how do you predict going forward? Do you think this will spark a wave of more conversations going forward? How would you predict conversations going forward?
So, as a person in the communications profession, and as a person that is entirely built life online, as a millennial, I want to believe that there's going to be more of this. This is just a start.
Okay.
And there's going to be more refined ways on how these dialogues are going to happen to take shape. We're going to see more citizens coming out, calling out on certain topics they're not friendly with. The only thing that I worry about is the politicization of this, because now people are going to, because of the Computer Misuse Act, which I find as a tool government just employs when they don't want certain information to be shared. So I feel like there's going to be that. There's going to be government coming in with a hard hand with the Computer Misuse Act, and that entire act, the way it is prescribed, the way it is interpreted, it's really, because when you see the people that have been arrested and charged with the Computer Misuse Act, you realize most of them have been charged harshly, basing on how government judges that occurrence. So I want to see how government is able to make sure that it's not going to bring that in, but to have more spaces and interaction with these people, to see how they can get to address today's challenges, because that today's citizen is going to always have an interaction online. But to take it away from that, they know we are only a small size of the population that are able to access the internet with the current rates and the access to the technology and the electricity and all this.
Yeah.
We are very small number, and we are residents in the Greater Kampala metropolitan when you look at the internet figures. So this does not preempt the fact that most people might be missing from the dialogue, but when they get to see that happened on Twitter, that happened on Facebook, or TikTok, they are able to also, once they have that desire to come into the spaces, which I think is a good thing. It can help improve the numbers of people online in Uganda, but that's really that does not understand the fact that it's still quite expensive to own a smartphone and access the internet.
Okay.
But I really wish to see more of that, and I would really wish to see more positive government involvement. I really wish to see the citizens calling out government and government agencies on things that are not right.
Okay. So as we depart, do you have any last remarks that you would like to share regarding these online campaigns, and anything that you would like to share to the people?
My last remarks would be really to appreciate the work Professor Sapaya Sentongo really has put in, because he's the lead mobilizer of this. And I'm happy to see that people of the internet usually, like this time, joined in. Most people always say these things are regarded for political, they regard them as political activism. But for the first time, we are seeing it take a different shape, because you and I understand how we, the millennials and the Gen Zs and the Alpha generation, consume information and how we react to it. We might not be able to watch the 9 p.m. Prime News, but us trying to create news outside news is something that is of importance. And I want to see how journalism is going to react to this communication.
Yeah.
The fact that we know that the people that make, with the powers that be to make policy, to contribute to planning and everything, might not be that resourceful on social media platforms. But again, we are happy that journalism was able to take that on social media and deliver it to their places. So we want to see more journalism pick that up,
Okay.
the digital trends, and how they affect daily life.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you very much, Mugisha. Your insight and is very much valued. I appreciate the time you've taken to create time for this interview. We look forward to having you probably in other discussions regarding this, but that's all for now, and I appreciate your input. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me, Edward.
All right.
Good day.
Good day too.